Hey y'all, it's Chris, and welcome back to Creative Loops. This is my channel where I explore all things yarn. Every now and then, my son Dante will join me. He won't be joining me today, but he'll always assist in the edit, so he might leave some comments every now and then in the video as you're watching this at home. If you have not subscribed, I hope that you stick around and watch this video and consider subscribing if this type of content is something that interests you. I hope that I will earn your subscription by the end of this video. If you have already subscribed and you are returning to watch this video, I appreciate the time that you spend watching my videos, and thank you so much for your subscription. I hope that you continue to find value in the videos that we put out. This video is going to be just a little different today. I spent most of my week this week finishing that Hogwarts scarf that I showed in that Finish a Frog It video. So it is actually on its way right now to my friend. I'm hoping that they love the scarf. I really did not like that yarn. It was not good quality yarn, very scratchy, so I would not recommend that you buy that kit. If I don't even really know how much the kit was, but even after a wash and dry, the yarn was still pretty scratchy. But I did the scarf with half double crochet in the back loop, so I just did the ribbing all the way up and created the breaks and colors that you're supposed to have with the scarf. It was supposed to be knitted. I really didn't like knitting with that yarn, so I just crocheted it, and it was a pretty quick project. I'm glad that I'm done with it. And then I've also been working on, I mentioned in a past video, I'm making a blanket with the Big Twist Living line. They have the Pride flag colors in that yarn line. I'm making these granny squares with it to put together a blanket. I've been working a lot on those squares. Not really ready to show that blanket yet, but I want to make sure that that is done before June. And since we are now in May, I figure I need to really finish that project. So I'm also in the middle of finishing this teddy bear. So this is the third teddy bear that I'm making for my friend. I want to make four, and I really want to finish before the end of the day today so that I can give them to her, but we'll see. So we'll make this teddy bear together, and I'll show you my process of working on this amigurumi. Yeah, let's see how this video goes. So for this specific teddy bear, I'm using a 3.25 millimeter crochet hook. This is a Clover & More crochet hook. These are the hooks that I like to use when I'm making amigurumi, or when I'm working with cotton yarn. This messenger bag that I showed in last week's video, I made this using a Clover & More hook, and so this is a cotton yarn. It flows better when I'm using this hook. I do have other hooks that I like to use. I love to use my Furls hooks. I do use Susan Bates hooks, so I don't stick to one specific hook. It really depends on the type of yarn that I'm using and the project that I'm working on, because I really enjoy using different hooks for different things. I do mostly use my Furls hooks though. I'm in the middle of row on row 17, and so I need to just keep doing some single crochet stitches all the way around. Quite a few people commented on last week's video that you would love for me to make a tutorial video for the messenger bag that I just showed. So I'm going to try to make a tutorial video. I've never made a tutorial video. They always seem very tedious to make. So I have a lot of respect for people who are able to make crochet tutorial videos, because it's not easy knowing how to show and word things in a way for people to learn how to do it themselves, especially when you're not in the same space to walk them through exactly where to put their hook, what the yarn should look like, and especially just trying to get the right camera angle by itself is challenging. So I'm going to take my glasses off again. I I don't like the glare in my glasses when I'm wearing them on camera. You won't often see me on video with my glasses on, even though I am generally blind. Not as a bat, because bats actually aren't really blind. Without my glasses, everything is a blur. Where was I? I have a lot of respect for people who are able to make crochet tutorial videos, because I keep thinking in my head, like, okay, what if I forget how to say, what if I forget to say what row I'm on? What if I forget and say the wrong number of stitches? What if it's difficult to get the right gauge? What if I'm not getting the right gauge? There's all these questions that really don't matter, but matter in a way because they're popping in my head as something that I should be thinking about. And I might not need to be thinking about all of that. So I need to stop saying so. I say so a lot. So, either way, anyway, I'm gonna watch some crochet tutorial videos and try and see if there are certain elements that just make sense to have. I know it would be important for me to make sure that I'm listing what materials you need, what yarn you'll want to use. I don't do gauge swatches. I don't do gauge swatches, so I always just measure my work when I'm making something, especially if I'm making a garment. Garments are very personalized anyway, so I base it off of measurements. I don't use the gauge swatch because even if I am able to meet gauge and I am following the pattern and I make the garment specifically the way it's supposed to be made, it might not fit the way that I want it to fit or the way the person I'm making it for wants it to fit. So I really try to always adjust as I go along based on what is comfortable for me or who I'm making it for. And I've just never gotten into the habit of making a gauge swatch. So I am probably just going to tell you, like, continue making the number of stitches you want until you reach a certain length, based on the size of the messenger bag that you want. We'll see. I know I'm probably putting way more thought into this than I need to, and that's just often the type of person I am. So as I say, so again, and I apologize. I realized in the video last week that the audio is really weird, especially at the beginning of the video. We have a new mic and I had on noise cancellation, and so the noise cancellation sounds great, and it seems like it struggles to pick up my voice because it's focusing on a different sound somewhere else. So my voice, the sound goes in and out, and it doesn't really sound great, so I apologize for that. Hopefully I'm using that same mic again and I don't have noise cancellation on, so you'll probably hear more things in the background. Like you might hear the air stone in the fish tank back here, so there's like a slight hum, or you might hear some trickling of water. I'm sure you'll probably hear my dogs chewing on something at some point in the video, so I apologize, but you're really just trying to figure out what mic works best for our videos and the sound quality that we're looking for. But let me know in the comments if the sound is good, if there's still some tweaking that we need to figure out. I might just return this mic altogether and go with something different. It always feels like the moment I try to record myself crocheting is when I make the most mistakes. I'm gonna continue to work my way around until I get to the point where I need to stuff and attach the arms, and then I'll be back. So I think I might be playing Yarn Chicken. I might be able to make it. I might be able to make it. So I just have this much. No, those are these are the loose ends. I have this much left, and I have 3 more rows. So we'll see if I win Yarn Chicken. I do have another skein of this, so if I have to pull a little bit out of that, I can make it work, but we'll see. Now I need to mark off where I'm putting the arms. So I have 2 more rows left. This second from last row is going to be the row that I crochet the arms into. The pattern has you sew on the legs and the arms. I like to crochet the legs and arms on so that when I'm done I just have to assemble the head and then put the head onto the body. I'm realizing I was talking pretty low and I have the mic over there, so you might not have been hearing me, but we'll just move forward. Now I need to stuff the arms. So what I'm doing is on the arm, I'm going through the 2 loops, squishing it down, going through those 2 loops, and then the loop that is on the work here, and then just crocheting them all together. And now the arms are on. So now I have 1 more row. I got this. 1 Yarn Chicken. Hands down. One Yarn Chicken. So now all of the crochet pieces are done. Now I just need to assemble the head. So I have the muzzle here, and then I have the 2 ears. I need to assemble the head, and then I'll need to sew on the nose, mouth, and maybe some eyebrows. Let's get to it. Now I'm going to put this muzzle on, and I put a pin for every stitch that I'm going to be stitching in. I'll take out a bunch at a time, but this really helps me kind of map it out and visualize it as I'm going through and putting it together.
With all the recent babies that have been born, I've made a lot of them, and I also post pictures of them on my Instagram. So to the issue, a few days ago I got a message from a crochet designer, and she was really pissed, saying I had stolen her design and not given her credit, and told people how to make them for free. I need my child of a girlfriend to be 100% focused on me at all times, so I destroyed something she worked hard on. Is that cool? Like, she can spend time for a present. I shouldn't let my daughter go. I didn't know how to respond. They cost me $80 to make and take about 2 weeks.
Welcome to your favorite video series, How Much Yarn Am I Going to Use This Month? Today, for me, it is April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. Did you fool anyone? That was like a month ago for you. I don't know. Anyway, we're doing the thing. Alright, April 2nd. It's the end of the day. I would say we had a pretty good day today, guys. I finished this bolero. You saw it. It was cute. I love it. and it actually used up a good amount of yarn. I finished off a total of 4 skeins of this Hobie Black Friday 8/8 cotton, and I only finished 1.5 sleeves, so there you go. I also made some scrunchies today. Mostly I'm still working on orders, so it's kind of like one color here and there, but I did happen to finish. I did happen to finish.
And it never dawned on me, not one time did it dawn on me. I keep notebooks of crochet and yarn in my entire life, and a lot more since my YouTube starting, you know.
Okay, so the beer is done. Didn't actually take me as long as I thought it would. Yeah, I really like this one. It looks kind of sad, and I realized that when I would put on the head, I didn't realize it until I was doing the ears, the head is actually tilted a little to the side, but that's okay. The bear is just looking off in the distance, and yeah, so I finished this. This is probably the only video that I'm going to do this weekend. I am still working on, just to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what I'm using the Value acrylic yarn for. So I'm making a robe, and this is how much I'm going to show you so far. I am really loving how it's turning out, so stay tuned. If you have not already, please subscribe, and you can hit the bell icon so that you're notified when I post new content, and you won't miss out when I reveal the final Value acrylic robe that I'm working on. And I will continue to post other updates. I really appreciate you taking time to watch this video, and I hope that you're having a great month of May, great start to the month, and stay creative, y'all. Bye.